Hi everybody, we're going to be talking about strings today. We're going to do a string test and review Martin MA130FX strings. These are the silk and phosphor, and we're going to try these out on a 6-string and see how they go. These have the flexible core, which is supposed to make them comfortable, easy bending. I really like their 12-string flexible core. We'll try it on the 6-string today, see how it turns out. Catch you in a few. Hi, thanks for joining the channel today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you find this information useful. That helps me out with the algorithm and trying to build up the channel. And it's been a good, last year was a great year, and this year we'll be doing some more fun stuff. Today's review is of Martin MA130 flexible core strings. You see I've already ripped in this package and put them on here. The flexible core, the gauging on these goes from 11, 13, 23, 28, 38, and 47. A standard light set, usually, if you buy like bronze or brass wound strings, is usually a 10 to a 46. These have a little more meat to the strings, but because the silk core in these, they have a much softer touch. If you've never played silk and steel strings before, they are a real treat. On this guitar, I kind of switch back depending on what I'm recording and what I want to be playing. But one of the things that you'll find, if you have a really bright guitar, one that has like rosewood back and sides or maple back and sides, that's a very reflective hardwood compared to like mahogany tends to soak up some of the overtones and mellows the guitar a little bit. But you can have some that's excessively bright with a maple in particular. And this guitar has a Bavarian spruce top and it has maple back and sides, so it's really bright. And that can be great for some circumstances, but sometimes if you're just playing and you want to have a softer touch and you want to have a more fundamental note. Now, what do I mean by a more fundamental note? You have your basic tone, then you have overtones on top of that. And the more overtones you get, the more bloom and blossom you kind of get off the sound, and it sounds really great to your ear. But when you try to record with that, you end up having to EQ the life out of the instrument sometimes. So if you're amplifying the instrument, or if you're going into like a PA, you're going into, or you're going to be recording at home and you're on your digital audio workstation, sometimes you want to have just a nice fundamental note that's going to cut through, and you want to have something that's soft and easy to play with a little string noise. Well, that's what the perfect thing for silk and steels is. Now, some people call these dead wounds because the feel compared to really bright, zingy, fresh phosphor bronze strings with a steel core on it is much different. It's more like a classical guitar. If you're digging in with a pick, well, the flexible core combined with the silk and steel gives you a lot of bendiness. But again, you've got a very fundamental tone. There's not a lot of shiny overtones off of this. If you really dig into them, got a little bit less dynamic range than full up bronze wounds. So you're playing with the bluegrass group, these are not for you. But if you're doing nice, gentle fingerstyle guitar, vocal accompaniment for a singing, or for a singer, then this is these work really great. The string tension is very, very light compared to a regular light set. The bass strings in particular are really great. If you're an older person like I am, with a touch of arthritis in your hands, silk and steels can really take some of the edge off of that, because it's easy to play bar chords on them. These top 3 strings are very light feeling, and they bend well, but it just takes less pressure to play them. Now, if you're switching over from a guitar that has like regular standard bronze lights on them, you're probably going to have to take your truss rod and tweak it maybe a quarter turn, eighth of a turn, just enough so to counter it, because the string tension is a little bit less on these. So your truss rod is going to pull back a little bit more, and you may end up with some buzzing. So what you're going to do is like you just tweak it like quarter turn. Just going to put it in like the proper place for the difference between the tension on the strings. I think the string tension on these is somewhere around 123 pounds. I think that's what it said on the package. Let's go ahead and listen to a little bit. I kind of recorded into my Reaper software on my workstation. There's a touch of compression on this, a little bit of reverb, and see what you think. It's just recorded just straight into a mic into the workstation there, and let me know what you think of the sound. Again, with Martin Silken Steels, you get good high quality strings. They stretch in quickly. They set in, stay in tune really well. They will last. Silken Steels last a long time because they're not excessively bright to begin with. Where you get bronze wound strings and it automatically, poof, you get that curve where the shininess wears off. Well, these are pretty mellow, so they'll last you a long time. If you've never played Silken Steels before, it's worth exploring. Maybe you have one guitar set aside just as you put Silken Steels on, just for that particular kind of thing. If you have multiple guitars, they sound great in G tuning, they sound great in standard tuning. If you use a slide or something on them, you want to use like a nice light glass slide, and that's going to sound really sweet on them. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite brand of strings? Have you tried Silken Steels before? If you give them a try these Martins out. I like them. I'd give them a 4 out of 5. Other brands I've tried, GHS and Ernie Ball, they're pretty nice. The Martins though, got it all over those. They last longer, they sound better, they have a richer tone, and I just enjoy them a lot. But in the future, maybe we'll review some of those and let you hear some of those to compare. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the channel. Bye now.